Buy my wonderful and most amazing spell. It will make anything as small as you like. Do you have an enemy? Dab them with this and see them shrink to the size of a mouse. Is your nose too big? Dab it with this and make it the right size. Oh, wonderful, astonishing, amazing. Everyone hurried up. Moonface took some money out of his money bag. I'll have the spell, please, he said. The Green Goblin gave him a can. The spell in it looked rather like paint, just as the other had done. Now, go slow, said the Goblin. You don't want to get too small. Try a little at a time. Moonface dabbed a little on Silky. She went a bit smaller at once. He dabbed again. She went smaller still. Is she the right size yet? Asked Moonface. Everyone stared at Silky. Not quite, said Beth, but she is almost, Moonface, so be careful with your next dab. Moonface was very careful. At the next dab of the spell, Silky was exactly the right size. She was so pleased. Now you, Joe, said Moonface. So he dabbed Joe and got Joe back to the right size again too. Then he tried dabbing the saucepan man and soon got him right. His kettles and saucepans went right too. It was so funny to watch. Now I'll do you, Moonface, said Joe. No thanks, I'll do myself, said Moonface. He dabbed the spell onto himself and shrank smaller. He dabbed again and went smaller still. Then he stopped dabbing and put the brush down. You're not quite your ordinary size yet, said Joe. I know, said Moonface, but I always thought I was a bit on the short side. Now I'm just about right. I always wanted to be a bit taller. I shan't dab myself any more. Everyone laughed. It was funny to see Moonface a bit taller than usual. As they stood there and laughed, a curious cold wind began to blow. Moonface looked all around and began to shout, Quick, quick! The land of spells is on the move. Hurry before we get left behind. Everyone got a shock. Wow, it would never do to be left behind, just as everyone had got small enough to go down the hole in the clouds. They set off to the hole. The wind blew more and more strongly, and suddenly the sun went out. It was as if someone had blown it out, Joe thought. At once darkness fell in the land of spells. Hold hands, cried Joe. We'll lose one another if we don't. They all took hold of one another's hands and called out their names to make sure everyone was there. They stumbled on through the darkness. Here's the hole, cried Joe at last, and down he went. He felt the ladder and climbed down that too. The others followed one by one, pushing close behind in the dark, longing to get down to the faraway tree they knew so well. How lovely it would be to sit in Moonface's room and feel safe. But down at the bottom of the ladder there was no faraway tree. Instead, to Joe's surprise, there was a narrow passage lit by a swinging green lantern. Oh my goodness, he said to the others. What's this? Where's the faraway tree? We've come down the wrong hole, groaned Moonface. Oh goodness, what bad luck. Well, where are we? Asked Rick in wonder. I don't know, said Moonface. We'd better follow this passage and see where it leads to. It's no use climbing back and trying to find the right hole. We'd never find it in the dark anyway. And anyway, I'm pretty sure the land of spells has moved on by now. Everyone felt very miserable. Joe led the way down the passage. It twisted and turned and went up and down steps and was lit here and there by green lanterns swinging from the roof. At last they came to a big yellow door. On it was a blue knocker, a blue bell, a blue mailbox and a blue notice that said, Mr. Changeabout, knock once, ring twice and rattle the mailbox. Joe knocked once very loudly, then he rang twice and everyone heard the doorbell going ring, ring, ring. Then he rattled the mailbox. The door didn't open. It completely disappeared. It was very peculiar. 1 minute it was there, and the next it was gone. And there was nothing in front of them. They could see right into a big underground room. At the end of it, by a roaring fire, sat a round, fat person. That must be Mr. Changeabout, whispered Rick. Dare we go in? And we'll find out what happens next time. Bye.